Hugo said 3 options, really. Incompetence, betrayal, $50 million bounty, renegotiated extraction and capitulation. In any case, in America's world, no country is sovereign without nukes. No country. Yep, come on.
We apologise for interrupting your programming. We're going to return now to some breaking news out of Venezuela. At least 7 explosions have been heard in the capital, Caracas.
A series of explosions we're hearing were heard throughout the area, and then there was a blackout. We're also hearing that...
What is this? Minister of Interior has spoken with rally military? Let's see. Maduro have no security or military? We don't know the full details of the capture of Maduro. Simping for Maduro Lamau, chatter. Maduro ain't done shit to you. Maduro hasn't made your life worse, but the people who are cheering this on actively are making your life worse. If the US was genuinely interested in democracy being upheld in Venezuela, doing the most anti-democratic thing, a coup, is not how you would go about that. Your rent's not going to get cheaper because of this. Your medical bills aren't going to get more affordable. Your kids aren't going to, if you have kids, going to have a better school because we did a coup in Venezuela. Maduro, not great. A CIA operative taking his position, much worse. It's not about Maduro or if he was liked by you. The problem is this further degrades the U.S. legitimacy around the world. The U.S. is already seen as a global tyrant. This just reinforces that idea. This is true, but I'm talking to the dumbass Amerifat in the chat who thinks that people are simping for Maduro. Like, it's not about simping for Maduro. It's not about like how fucking, big dick swing and awesome Maduro is. It's the fact that we are continuing a legacy of regime change and American imperial expansion, all for the profits of oil companies. That's it. Maduro, hold on. The people are rising. This from Breakthrough News. Reacting to reports that the U.S. government has seized Nicolas Maduro, Venezuelans began to gather early this morning at the presidential palace in Miraflores, Caracas.
De la República Bolivariana de Venezuela, y no vamos a permitir que ninguna bota yanqui, que ningún extranjero nos quite nuestro presidente, porque nosotros lo elegimos a él y con él nos vamos a quedar. Así que nos devuelven nuestro presidente. Maduro aguanta, que el pueblo se levanta. Maduro aguanta, que el pueblo se levanta. Maduro aguanta, que el pueblo se levanta. Unido, jamás será vencido.
Yeah, the world is in black and white. Maduro can be a piece of shit as well as Trump. Like, there is nothing that Maduro could do that is worse than what the U.S. and its allies do. Straight up. Maduro, not great, cannot measure up to the amount of violence that the U.S. and its allies get up to. Nothing. Every single adversary of the United States, Iran, North Korea, China, Venezuela, Cuba, take your pick. Every single supposed adversary of the United States is nothing. How many of them are kidnapping the leaders of other nations in the dead of night, bombing their cities, taking their leaders back to their home countries? How many people has China done that to? How many people has Cuba done that to? How many people has Iran done that to? Or North Korea, for the love of fucking God? Nicolas Maduro and Cecilia Flores have been indicted in New York on narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation, blah, 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 blah. The United States is Israel's strongest ally. We support America's right to defend itself and enforce its laws. Defend itself and enforce its laws. This is a different country. Venezuela has not attacked us. Does this Venezuelans take to the streets and protest against U.S. military aggression?
Libre y soberano. Que viva Venezuela libre, camarada. Que viva Venezuela de los patriotas. La Venezuela revolucionaria. La Venezuela de Chávez y la Venezuela de nuestro hermano presidente Nicolás Maduro Moro, camarada. Y ya que las instituciones internacionales dejen de ser alcahuetes y se hagan un pronunciamiento real, porque están masacrando un pueblo que lo que ha querido es justicia, un pueblo que ha luchado por una vivienda digna, un pueblo que ha ayudado por la alimentación, cuando nos quitaron todo lo de nuestros hijos. Hoy en día le decimos a esas instituciones internacionales que se pronuncian, porque ese gobierno norteamericano no es la policía del mundo y los venezolanos lo vamos a demostrar. Esto no es con un presidente, es con un pueblo digno, camarada, que aquí está presente. ¡Que viva la patria de Bolivia!
He won back Fuentes. I think this is posturing. Fuentes has been getting a lot of ire within the party. Yeah, USA American flag. I think that's just posturing to try and make himself seem more reasonable to Republican operatives that see him as an insurgent actor, right? Oh, if he's for regime change, then he can't be that bad. Here, let's check in on Fox News and the glaze hour that they're having.
It is interesting, as you heard Chad talking there, and we've been highlighting some of the political reaction. It does appear that a large number of Democrats are really just leaning in. And we highlighted a little earlier Senator Ruben Gallego of Arizona, Democrat, saying that second unjustified war of my life. This war is illegal. It's embarrassing that we went from the world cop to the world bully in less than 1 year. There's no reason for us to be at war with Venezuela. And it goes on. You see there, but it's pretty clear that this isn't a declaration of war.
And it is a legal operation where there is an indictment pending for Maduro and his wife. And I just want to read from this legal framework of the original indictment and how it's phrased. And you can put up pictures of Maduro. Maduro helped manage and ultimately lead the Cartel of the Suns, a Venezuelan drug trafficking organization comprised of high-ranking Venezuelan officials. As he gained power in Venezuela, Maduro participated in a corrupt and violent narco-terrorism conspiracy with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, the FARC, a designated foreign terrorist organization. Maduro negotiated multi-ton shipments of FARC-produced cocaine, directed the Cartel of the Suns to provide military-grade weapons.
Yeah, there is zero evidence of that. There is zero evidence that he directed the cartels to ship drugs into the United States. That is just straight the fuck up horseshit. In a world where that is real, he was doing it at the behest of the United States. If that were real, Maduro would be a CIA asset. Yeah, these are statements, not evidence. Like, yeah, if anyone did that, it would be the CIA. He would be a CIA asset, which would not be the first time that the U.S. deposed a CIA asset. You know, we've done that before, whenever ones that are amenable to the United States start to get a little too uppity, you know?
To the FARC, coordinated with narcotics traffickers in Honduras and other countries to facilitate large-scale drug trafficking, and solicited assistance from FARC leadership in training an unsanctioned militia group that functioned in essence as an armed forces unit for the Cartel of the Suns. In March of 2020, Maduro was charged in the Southern District of New York for narco-terrorism conspiracy to import cocaine, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, and conspiracy to possess...
I suppose, like, I'm not a law Andy, you know, and I don't know enough. What the fuck authority does the Southern District of New York have over the president of Venezuela? None. That would be my initial assessment, you know? Honestly, that's the neat part. It doesn't. I would assume not, right? I would assume that it doesn't have any authority. Because again, if there were legit charges that you wanted to like file against a foreign adversary, a foreign leader, then you would go to the international courts, would you not? Right? Again, legality doesn't mean anything, right? But I'm just for like posterity, can we confirm whether or not New York has authority over a foreign nation's president?